Hello Internet, welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Warriors. This time it's going to be a very special farming video, that's right. There's been plenty of complaints by a lot of people, including myself, regarding the fact that while there are some useful new skills available in this game in the form of weapon attributes, it is quite a bit of a pain to unlock those, considering that you need to get like 4,500 KOs, 5,000 KOs for some of the best skills in the game, particularly the anti-air focus and the critical focus, both extremely useful. I would recommend having them on every character if you can be able to get it on them. They're all very, very effective uses for just in general, really. Just there's no downside to having them. It's just that you have to choose between the one. But for this particular map, though, it's very useful for those of you guys I've seen at the beginning of the video. It is on the Fire Emblem Fates DLC that came out in December. Land of the Gods, Gold Rush, level 16. Now, before I begin, I just want to give credit where it's due. Big shoutouts to Zephyro143 for sharing this method with me. This one completely went over my head because I was kind of just rushing to finish the maps. And, yeah, it was kind of just brought to my attention because this individual was surprised that not very many people have actually drawn attention to this. This is a fantastic place for building up your KO count. On average, no matter what character you're using, at the bare minimum, you will be getting 5,000. 5,000 is the highest required amount of KOs that you'll ever need for any of your weapons, and it definitely works over here. As well, due to the fact that these guys are in a Gold Rush stage, you can actually use the Payday skill from Anna on a high luck character, such as the Ryoma over here, and you can also apply the Blessing that you can get at a temple to increase your gold gains, because this is Gold Rush. They will be giving you plenty just for finishing the objectives, and it's just fairly good overall. But the name of the game here is to just essentially farm up those KOs, and while we're here, we may as well also try to establish some bonds. Thankfully, this new DLC pack for Shadow Dragon has given us some bond charms. Of course, this it only really, they don't stack, unfortunately, but they are quite useful. And what we're going to do, we're going to pair up Ryoma with Sida, because she will let, when she gets to A rank, then we're going to have a, what's it called, an essence item for the Astra. So before we actually begin the method, though, I just want to show you the weapon that we're going to be working on. This has 4,000 KOs on it, as well as 2,500. 2,500 is for, what's it called, Fury Builders. Fury Builders are also very, very useful to have. I'd recommend getting those on a late game weapon. But yeah, we have 4,000, has anti-air focus on the Steel Sword, and because this is a level 16 map, it's not, like, you don't need that much damage. Really, at the most, you will need a Solidarity partner, but that should be more than enough. Now, you're going to see it inside of the actual encounter, but this entire area over here is where the large concentration of enemies are. The thing about Atola City is that it actually has very little space for enemies to spawn, so you'll actually find that a lot of enemies, when they spawn, will spawn into each other. It's very gruesome to look at, but it is useful. So like I said earlier, every character can potentially be very effective in this particular map. Like, currently we're going to be using Ryoma and spamming the combo forward as best we can. Very, very quick, nice amounts of AoE, and because of the way that the map is laid out, you're actually going to be getting this fairly quickly. Before we actually begin the farming, though, I just want to quickly knock these objectives out of the way. Okay, so here we go, just 3 hits, followed by a strong attack. Run straight for the big guys if you can. And then, like, let's see, other characters that are good for it, like, obviously the Wyvern Riders would probably be the best ones for these. I believe it's possible to get, like at least 7,000 KOs if you're on a Wyvern Rider and you're able to manage how the spawning works in this particular map. Because of the way that Fire Emblem Warriors is for the spawn mechanic, like, if you don't look at certain parts of the map at a certain time, but also use stands in certain parts, it's much more complicated than it sounds. Like, it's actually not that bad. But basically, the general idea is that depending on where you're facing, the more active those places will or will not be. And that just so happens to be these areas that I'm in right now. So as you see, we're going to make our way over to this doorway. There is no one here, but as soon as I turn around, there's going to be a bunch of people, and a combo 4 is going to do a lot. I also saw that there's a captain around here. I'd like to kind of get rid of these ones as well. Probably do a combo 5, get as much damage as we can. And also, the nice thing about Ryoma is that you can actually just do the combo 4 indefinitely and do some serious damage if you need a little bit more. Of course, this is a level 106 Ryoma, so you may or may not be doing less damage than I am. But basically, the next thing we're going to do is just head over to this side again, and then, what's it called, do another combo 4. turn around, and we're gonna have a bunch of people here. Like, look at all those people that are suddenly spawning. Yeah, like, this is pretty much, like, one of the better ways of just getting your KOs. Like I said, every character can do this. It's just a matter of, kind of managing the spawns, but really, like, the only reason why you would want to get more than 5,000 is just because you want to get the extra gold. And, like, I think the best unit for doing that, if not Anna, because, archers are actually very good in very, very packed-in areas, very compact layouts for the maps and the spawns. Those would probably be one of the better ones, but I think Minerva would also be a good candidate. Give her luck plus 20 and lucky, what's it called, Payday? Because she has, between her and Camilla, she has the higher luck stats, so she can make better use of that. And that just means more money. Like I said, like, you know, like the Camilla moveset has insane crowd control. So yeah, definitely make use of that. Otherwise though, Ryoma's combo 4 works quite nicely. Like, again, we need 4,000 KOs in order to actually get this. There's some stuff happening over there, but really, the more time you spend here, the more spawns you can expect. Also, I see there's a lot of build-up over here, so might as well get that going. Like, if you see the big captains or transporters coming here, most of the time they will try to find their way towards you, because we are going to be working primarily in the center of the map. As well, having Bond Charms is just a more efficient use of your time. Like, you get 9 minutes. 9 minutes is more than enough time to get 5,000 KOs, even on the, even on characters that have slightly less effective crowd control. Like, not very many come to mind right now. They're all pretty good. But, like, for the most part, though, you could, like, make a lot of mistakes for the spawning. Like I said earlier, the only reason why you would want, like, super perfect spawn control is just because you want to get as much gold as you can. But really, like, it's fairly easy to get gold. You will get some nice equipment here. But in terms of actual money farming, like, you can do this one. It would be quite nice just because, again, gold rushes are kind of meant for getting, like, just straight gold. Not really much in the way of equipment. You can feel free to try doing a higher leveled gold rush that are also found. I believe there's another one that's on this map. I believe it's one of the time-space distortions. But, like, that would probably be one way of doing it. For me, personally, I've been playing this game a lot ever since the YouTube channel has sort of started covering this game. And, like, we've actually found that just playing the game a lot and then selling the weapons that you don't need is going to be more than enough money for you. So yeah, again, just making your way here. It's very tempting. I'm really tempted to go to the section on the right, because I see that there are, like, 3 captains there. But I'm going to stick around here because this is where all the KOs are at. Also, one thing I want to mention, that the once you reach the 2-minute mark, and by 2 minutes I mean, like, when you only have 2 minutes remaining, you will actually have more enemies spawn, so they will do an all-out attack. I'm gonna quickly knock out these guys. Again, thankfully this is a long-range attack. And yeah, there's not very many people here, so we were just going to go ahead and run back. And I think after we do a combo, if you start to see that things are becoming less populated, then that's when you would start going back to... That's when you would start going back. But again, now, like, because we've waited enough time, this is gonna start popping up again. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Like, most of the time you would end up just, like, alternating between the north and south sides of this little intersection. But yeah, this would be the main way of doing it. When you're using Minerva Camilla, just spam the running strong attack. I think other characters that would be good for it would be, I think, Lin and Navarre's combo 5, the one where they're constantly spinning around and moving forward. That would also be a good choice. Okay, so now things are really starting to thin down. That's okay, the game just wants us to sort of just leave the area for a bit. We'll quickly go over here, do a combo. Yeah, probably kill this gold transporter, give ourselves a little bit extra. Actually, you might as well just kill all of them. I mean, why not? It's a Warriors game, kill them all. And accidentally did an input error, so I accidentally did a combo 6. And yeah, so just do that, and then now people are going to start spawning again. So it's just, sometimes if you find that things are taking a little bit too long, maybe if you spend, like, more than, like, 2 minutes in a single area, then they're gonna be like, please leave so that the game can refresh itself. But yeah, it does take a bit of time to get used to. We're already at 4,000. We have already gotten the amount of KOs that we need. Unfortunately, if you were to leave right now, if you were to leave prematurely, then you will not have those KOs count, which is unfortunate. But that's why it's important to be efficient with your time. And that's why it's so nice that the Bond Charms are available. Like, about each run, which is 9 minutes long, would be able to bring us up by a level. But if you find yourself at a B rank, going from B to A is a little bit longer. So what I would recommend, actually, if you have like these two characters paired up for both of those, or for all three of those runs, is that you would actually, instead of doing two runs of here, you would just go to a very, very low-level fortress map, then speedrun that one. It takes like maybe 3 minutes for most of the early game maps, and that should be an A rank for you guys, assuming you're using the Bond Charm. Here we go. For the most part, though, this is a very, very brain-dead method. It's very nice, though. Like, if you have like a voice chat that you guys can join, or a playlist, or I don't know, put on a Let's Play, none really come to mind, then that would be sort of a way to sort of keep your mind off of it. Because yeah, like thankfully you don't have to think too much about it. You can like put on a movie, just watch that, or put on a nice podcast. Like, you know, a bunch of different ideas. I mentioned this during the support farming one, and thankfully, so again, getting support is quite easy. Other things that come to mind are, again, like just figuring out what your builds are. If you want, this would also be your way of leveling up your characters, assuming that most of the characters that you have are low levels, but for the most part, personally, like my own methods, people have been asking me, while we still have time, and we're doing this, I might as well talk to you guys, people have been asking me how I was able to level up people so fast. Actually, I only focus on like 3 people to level up. For the most part, I just have Camilla speedrun to the max level, and then I sell whatever, and I speedrun all the maps, finish them, so I can get the space-time continuum thingies. And then I would just go ahead and then start selling all the weapons that I got, and then invest those into another character. Or I would pair up Camilla with any of the newer characters, because every couple of strong attacks, they would level up several times. And then that would sort of reduce the price of when I inevitably have to level them up to 100. So yeah, that's basically it though. Like, levels, they're very important in the sense that just having a higher level means you do more damage. But really, it's, but really though, like, the difference between, like, 100 and 130, it's mainly just based on who you like using more. And that's kind of the whole point. So, yeah, we got way more than 5,000, actually. I think it was like 5,800, 5,900? I forgot to check. And, like I said earlier, honestly, even if you want to get like the 10,000 KOs, that's 2 runs, 18 minutes to get a 10,000 KO weapon. So yeah, that's pretty much it though. Like, again, thanks very much to Zephyros for actually showing me this one. I totally missed this one, like I said earlier. I totally missed out on noticing this one because I was just busy trying to just finish everything. But this is a fairly nice way of just gaining your gold, some extra gold, some weapons, and unlocking everything. So yeah, anyways, guys, thanks very, very much for watching this little farming video. My goodness, I feel weird filming myself farming because, like, it's something that you guys would have to do as well. Wow, 50,000 gold. So yeah, 50,000 gold in 9 minutes. That's not, like, it's not terrible, but it is nice considering that we also get some weapons. Let's have a look at this too. Hang on a second. Okay, so we get some, yeah, plenty of attributes. Mainly just iron tier, sure, but honestly though, again, farming those KOs, 5,000 in the minimum. 5,000 minimum in that time. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for watching. I feel weird recording myself farm because it's something that, like, I have to do anyway, and something that you guys have to do anyway. So, like, oh well. Clearly people do need to know about this though. It's very important. Again, just makes things a little bit easier. So yeah, guys, thanks very much. Have fun farming. Have fun unlocking the best potential in these items. Like, these new weapon attributes from the Shadow Dragon DLC pack are absolutely phenomenal, and I wish you could pick both, but you can only pick one, but they're both very, very good. So, anyways, I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.